So to me, this is just incredibly powerful. You can see how many references there are throughout this answer, and all of these answers are coming specifically from the knowledge and the notes that I've curated over time. Everyone uses the same AI tools, which means that everyone gets the same answers. LLMs are generic, built on the entire internet. So how do you stand out in a world that is standardizing intelligence? It's actually pretty simple. You save what matters to you. You write down what you actually think. If you do this all in one place, you build an AI system that knows what you know. Your knowledge, context, and thinking becomes your edge in the world of AI. You must curate your AI with all of this custom knowledge. But how do we do that? Hi, my name is Callum, also known as Waterloots, and welcome to today's video on building a curated knowledge base with Recall, using your own knowledge to stand out in a world of AI. In today's video, I'll show you how to curate a custom knowledge base, demonstrate and test how that curated knowledge actually improves AI output, and explore other ways we can enhance our AI use once we've built that custom knowledge. Once you've curated your own knowledge base, you can use it forever. Thanks to Recall for sponsoring this video on understanding curated knowledge bases. If you find this video helpful, please like, hype, and subscribe, as I really appreciate your support a lot. Now let's build some knowledge. Okay, so welcome to the new Recall. We are currently on the home page now. We have the option to add new sources. You can add direct URLs. You can add Wikipedia entries, PDFs. You can import from your browsers, and you can write notes, which takes us here. That I'll show you in a moment. On the left, you have the option for the new chat here, which is a major update. This is one of the biggest updates so far that I'm excited to get into. We now have the option to search the web, Recall knowledge base, or both together. So that's a really powerful combination that I think unlocks a lot of the knowledge base that we're curating inside of Recall here. This is the knowledge graph, which brings in all of the different cards, all of the different notes I've been curating into my knowledge base over time. And then we have the review section on the side, which is where we can build in spaced repetition, an auto quiz system for yourself so you can convert any of your existing notes into a quiz. You can kind of think of Recall like combining NotebookLM, Obsidian, and Notion all in one place. NotebookLM lets you chat with your knowledge, but you're limited per notebook and you're locked into one model. Obsidian has excellent note-taking and graph building, but if you want to get into more complex features, you have to set up custom plugins and connect to AI tools and get API keys, so it's a little more complex for some people. Notion lets you take notes and capture sources, but their AI is geared more towards project management and business management than it is for personal knowledge management. Recall does all of this in one place in a self-organizing knowledge base. Now I just want to very quickly show you how Recall works. There is a new browser extension, which you can see up in the top right here with the new logo. And for example, if I click on a video, let's open up my video on fractured versus focused attention, the cost of infinite scroll. If I open up this browser extension on the side here, we can see we get this nice new slide in, and we immediately get an option for a concise summary that brings in specific timestamps that are summarizing what's happening. And we can also see on the side here, we have a full transcript that gets brought in of the entire video. So if I click on any particular timestamp, it jumps directly to that timestamp in the video. I can click save, and then it appears inside of my Recall knowledge base. So this is a new card here that just brought in that YouTube video. We get that same concise summary on the side here, so we can see that the browser extension now extracted all of that information and brings it in as its own dedicated card within my knowledge base. We also get the chat option, which we can see as chatting specifically with this particular source, along with the option to bring in other information. We get the reader, like I showed you. And what's nice too is there is this listen option so that you are able to listen to the notes as well. You can just click play, and this can be for any notes that you have in there. We can generate a quiz about this source, so I'll just do that now. I'll include a link in the description if you want to try that quiz, because I can actually share it with you once that's done. Then we get over to the connections from the contents of this document itself, which I can always generate more connections. It's like Africa, because I talk about my trip to Africa there. And then if we go over to graph, it has created a graph based on the connections that were shown here. And I can expand the connection depth to see more how this particular source, this new card inside my knowledge base, now connects to the rest of my ecosystem inside of Recall. So the more you expand, obviously the larger clusters you begin to see, so you can start to get some insights here. And this is exactly the same thing that we see when we go over to the main knowledge graph on the side here. This is a visualization of that knowledge base. But if we go back to that one card, we can see that we get the local graph of this particular source. Quizzes and knowledge graphs are the two topics that I go much more in depth on beating the forgetting curve. So I recommend checking out that video if you want to see more how this works. Today I want to focus a little bit more on the major update, which is the chat feature. And just before I get into the chat feature, going back to the graph for a second, we can think of this graph almost as a second brain or a knowledge base of information and data and sources that I have carefully curated over time. So this becomes the perfect way to feed into a chat when we filter by recall only. That means that when I'm typing into the chat here, I can ask questions about only my knowledge base, specifically about all of the cards that I put in here and the way that they connect to one another. As more and more people use AI, we'll start seeing more and more of the same answers given from the same tools. Our uniqueness as a human is not just what we know, but it's also the culmination of our lived experiences, the things that resonate with us personally. The way to stand out in a world increasingly full of AI is to figure out how you can leverage that unique experience and knowledge to stand out in a practical way. The more we curate information, you're going to get thousands and thousands and thousands of notes in here over the course of your lifetime, and all of this becomes a curated knowledge base that you can then plug into AI or use yourself. I want you to just think about what happens if this scales over the next 20 years of your life as you continue building out all of this knowledge in a way that aligns with what you think and what you care about. Everything that you add to this knowledge base will continue to just personalize and customize the AI, and it doesn't matter which model it is because you'll just be able to keep updating the model as they come out. So the context, the knowledge base remains the same, even if the model is changing. You've separated the memory layer from the AI tool so that you can build the memory that you want and not get locked into any particular model. Why don't I give you a super quick example? I'm going to create a new note, which you can see this kind of looks like a Notion editor. It's like a block editor, and you can write whatever you want inside of here. And just as a very quick note as well, anything that you're including inside of Recall, all of your notes, all of your sources that you're saving, you can export them as a knowledge base in Markdown files. But why don't we call this my favorite fiction books of all time? So I'd say that my favorite fantasy book, for example, is The Name of the Wind, though I do love the Wheel of Time series. Let's bring in sci-fi as well. I really love Dune. It's one of my favorite books, but I also love Project Hail Mary, the Foundation series, and the Three-Body Problem. We can see that we have this new card in there, my favorite book of all time. I can add tags if I want to. For example, reading. I can now sort on the side here, and then my note is sorted under reading. I can now chat with this note directly, or I can go over to connections and click generate connections. And what Recall is doing is it's scanning all of the keywords inside of my note, and it's pulling in specific references to all of the books that I just made. So you can see it added 6 more connections. And if you go over to Graph, we can see that all of those notes now get added as connections inside of my favorite book note, and we can see that I can now click on these as well. So I can always highlight one of these notes. For example, maybe I want to highlight fantasy book, and I'd be able to click the little lightning bolt and create a new card that either pulls from the internet, or I can search from within my existing notes as well. Okay, so why does that matter? Well, if we go over to the chat, I have the option here to change my model. So you can see I can pick between all of the major models here, or auto, where Recall will select. So if you've ever used Perplexity, this reminds me a lot of Perplexity. And to show you the power of being able to chat with your own knowledge, I'm going to first chat with the web at large. So for example, I'm going to say, what is the best fantasy book? And no surprise there, we get Lord of the Rings as the top one, as the strongest contender, though the Name of the Wind is actually brought in there as well. And then you can see ChatGPT in this case is going through and saying, hey, here's some other ways we could filter by this. So now I'm going to try a new chat, and I'm going to filter this by Recall specifically. So now, rather than just typing in fantasy book, I'm going to say, based on my notes, what is the best fantasy book? And I have it limited to searching Recall only. So we can see here it's now searching knowledge base specifically, and it brings up the answer. The Name of the Wind is the best fantasy book based on my notes because it's pulling in this specific quote. And what's really nice is we get these little cards that I can hover over, and it brings in the exact reference of where that information is coming from. And we also get these options on the bottom to continue adding questions. And if we want, I can click Add to Notebook, and it will create a new card based on the search that we had here. As these threads are appearing on the side, if you get a really good answer based on your research, which could be, remember, your own knowledge base, the web, or a combination of the two, you can then save those and they get brought directly inside of your notes. So that's just a good way for you to take snippets of what you're researching. Okay, so that was a really basic example. Why don't we do a bit more of a complex one? Just a quick reminder to please like and subscribe if you're finding this video helpful, as I appreciate your support a lot. If you're looking for more ways to support me, please also consider joining my membership. I'm going to start off with just the web. So I'm going to try and ask a somewhat personal question, and I'm going to say, what gives me flow states? And you can see it just pulled in an answer, which is coming from ChatGPT itself, and it has some summaries here on clear goals, immediate feedback, a sense of progress, all of this information. But now if I switch this to just recall, if I go back to home for a second, I created a note in here called how I find flow states. So I specifically listed a few ways that I find flow states, including vibe coding, reading, exploring, photography, especially astrophotography and wildlife photography. These are some of my main passions. I also brought in a video that I made on how to find flow states on demand, which is where I did a bunch of research on flow states. If we go over to the graph, and we can see all of the notes that relate to flow states specifically. So if I go back to that same chat now, and I say, based on my notes, what gives me flow states, and click search, you can see it's searching the knowledge base again. It's found 8 cards, and it now pulled in my specific examples. Rather than just this generic answer of writing, coding, designing, playing music, all of these things, based specifically on 8 cards in my note base, in my knowledge base that I've curated and added and customized over time, it brings in my specific answers. And it also says, hey, there's an earlier note and video summary that includes all of these elements. And what's cool is it brings in the specific timestamp of that particular video. So if I click on that, it brings this little pop-up overlay of the YouTube video itself, specifically jumping to that particular timestamp. So I think that's really great because not only now is ChatGPT in this case, but again, it can be any model, pulling in answers from my specific note, it's now doing analysis on those notes based on the fact that it's an LLM. It's pulling in other sources and segments on how I particularly find flow states. It also brought in that fractured versus focused attention video that I showed you at the beginning because I touch a lot on how improving your attention and your awareness actually enables you to find deeper flow states. So to me, this is just incredibly powerful. You can see how many references there are throughout this answer, and all of these answers are coming specifically from the knowledge and the notes that I've curated over time. Okay, so you've seen now stage 1, which is where we just asked the web, stage 2, where we just asked recall. What if we ask both together? So what if I say, how has the academic understanding of flow states updated since this video? And I can press the @ key and then search flow and bring in the YouTube video that I was talking about. And I can say something, for example, like do state-of-the-art April 2026 research. So let's see now how the hybrid works. Now it's searching the web for flow state 2025-2026 research on neuroscience predicators for April 2026. It found 5 results. Now it's going through each of those pages. So this is kind of like doing deep research on the web, but being able to ground it in the specific context that I'm providing from my knowledge base. So it was able to think based on the specific card that I gave it. And you can see that it says relative to the ideas I included on finding flow on demand, academic picture has shifted in 3 important ways. So we can see that a lot of it has stayed the same, but it has clear updates. So it's saying, for example, the challenge versus skill, which is one of the key indicators of flow states, is no longer everything that you need to consider. So effectively what this has done is it analyzed the contents of the video, found updated research, 2026 research, and then is giving me a research gap, how things have changed since I published that video. So there's a lot of information here, and honestly, it's a pretty good answer. So I can click Add to Notebook, and I can open it directly in Notebook, and now I have a snapshot of this particular research. So just as another quick example to show you how this can be brought in, I also wrote a quick note on my human and AI philosophy, how humans and AIs can work together for synergy. And a lot of that has to do with improving our attention and our awareness so we can focus intuitively on what matters to us, leveraging things like flow states and passion, something that the AI isn't able to replicate. I can switch this back to recall only, and I can say something like, based on this updated research, how does your answer relate to my notes on the human and AI philosophy? So you can see how I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm grabbing more information and then letting recall read that particular card and then give me an answer based on my own notes. Oh, there we go. It says my human and AI philosophy is highly consistent with the April 2026 research, basically saying that optimal human performance or flow states is something that depends on deep attention, self-directed engagement, intrinsic motivation, and meaningful person-task alignment, not just output. And then I could just add that to my note that I'm building out here on the research that I've done, but I also always have the chat history here as well. So I hope that shows you how we're able to not just search the internet as a whole, and not just ask questions about our note base, but do a hybrid where we're leveraging the personalized customization that we have inside of our own curated knowledge base and using that to power the AI so that we get not just answers that are accurate, but answers that are accurate and relate specifically to our particular way of thinking. And there's a lot more, again, that we can get into with the knowledge base, but I recommend watching my other video on that. Just want to quickly mention, we now have the option to bulk update tags. So I can select, for example, all of these notes related to AI and flow states, and maybe I give them the tag technology AI and flow states. So I can just bulk add all of these tags, and then now they appear on the side with all of the cards directly in there. So that's a nice feature. There's also a new bulk actions option where you can generate different summaries, connections, and automatically generate tags across multiple cards. And not only can we chat with this entire knowledge base with this system that continuously gets more intelligent with the AI, but we can also connect this knowledge base to MCP tools, Model Context Protocol, or through API. That means that, for example, you could take Claude Code or Antigravity or any other agentic AI and use it to access the notes inside of your recall base. So that takes that memory layer, like I was just mentioning, and it abstracts it one step further, where not only can we use it to connect directly to a chatbot in here, but you can also connect external AI agents to this chat as well. If that's something that interests you, please let me know, and I'm happy to make another video that goes deeper into using Recall as a portable knowledge base that can plug into other agentic AI tools. By curating this information, by customizing your knowledge base, you're creating a unique asset for yourself that you can continue using forever. Not only that, but it's perfectly integrated with AI, so as new models come out, your memory layer stays the same, and you can continue personalizing whatever the model is. The more you use it, the more customized it gets, the better and more personal it's going to be for you. Hopefully that helps you maintain your human edge in a world that's increasingly commoditizing intelligence with AI. If you want to try Recall, you can use the free tier to get started, or you can use the link in the description and my promo code to get 25% off the paid version. While today focused more on the update to Recall, if you want to go back to basics, I recommend checking out video 1 as I go through all of the features more in depth. And check out video 2 if you want to learn more about knowledge bases and how you can build spaced repetition quizzes for yourself and for other people. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.